Janet from Unique Raw Foods. I have decided to film this today for you, and I'm very happy to. My hair just isn't. But I'm here anyway for a brief viewing. Hello, how are you today? Or yesterday? I have found here, this is the preparation for a very specific juice. Now there's loads of juice recipes out there. However, this is very poignant information that I'm finding with medical medium, because it's one thing to find a good recipe, it's another one to be given the recipe or the combination of foods that really, really work. So these are more or less the ingredients for a liver rescue juice. Let's look. I'm going to give you what I have here and to tell about the recipe. This is a small bunch of celery. We have here 2 apples cut up to put through the juicer. I have here half of a small honey pineapple sliced up. I have my own addition is about 2 inches of fresh turmeric, a little knob of ginger. That's this amount of ginger, see, in my palm. I have a pretty good sized hand. That amount of ginger is going to make it gingery. If I said, oh, I don't want it gingery today, I would take off those 2 little knuckles of it and use this one little bit, you can see, and that's what I'm going to do. Here, okay, one of the additions in the recipe is adding radish, which is fabulous. I have 4 nice size red radishes that are quite fresh. Parsley is definitely in the recipe. There's a nice piece of parsley. I didn't have a full, essentially, cup of it. Now, it's for 2 servings, the recipe is. So I filled in with some celery green, as well as this local, it's kind of wild, chard. And here in Mexico, they call it acelga. And that's it, babies. Those are the ingredients. It took me about 5 minutes to cut everything up. I'd already cut to the pineapple from yesterday. I had one yesterday, and it had a cleansing effect. Now, this recipe can be found probably all sorts of places with Anthony's medical medium information. Somebody's sleeping too. And written down specifically in the liver rescue book. Now, why am I following this and not just doing whatever I want? Because I've done that whatever I want, and I've hit the mark a few times, but I was hitting off the mark a few times with health things. And then as I went along and there were things happening in life, then those things that hit the mark are more important. And it's working. So let's juice. I'm using the same juicer I used for the celery juice video a couple ago. And if you can remember, please maybe like, or maybe don't like, do like. That would be helpful. As well as any comments below, because I'll make a video soon about the courses that I've written. And they're really good courses. They're very brief. They're not a tome. They're brief, small, but they're packed with very precise information too, a bit like this juice. Okay, let's get going. And this is a slow masticating juicer, which means it's not worthwhile to try to force food through any faster than the machine takes it. You want to leave a comment about your juicing experience down below the video there, or you can visit my website at uniquerawfoods.com, and there's a contact form there for me for questions, as well as a place to sign up for the equivalent of an email newsletter, but it's not really that. It's called the Dispatch, and they're specifically written lessons that are monthly or bi-monthly, containing very particular items around self-growth, virtues and virtuous ways and practice of that, actual practices like meditation, as well as at least one recipe and all of them. We examine raw foods, we examine transitioning to raw foods as well. So that you can get for free by signing up for it at the website. Otherwise, they're up for sale because they are timely, taking some time to write from my experience. You can purchase them at the website along with fresh dates. Now it's written in the medical medium food information, and you probably have noticed this but never had a chance to write it down, but in this person's ability to write things down that are accurate, the bottom half of the pineapple is going to be less astringent, meaning more sweet usually, than the top part. So the bottom third of most pineapples. If you've ever noticed with some pineapples, yeah, your tongue even can start burning, that they're not really sweet. That's part of the astringency. And you can avoid that by using mostly the bottom of a pineapple. Here in Mexico, they have these honey pineapples, like I said. Some of them are quite small, but they also are much more like honey. And going to celery tops now. Celery is an excellent, not only filler for juices. You know, when you're making a juice, if you're aware, that if you have an apple, then you wind up with a little bit of apple juice. And if you add something like cucumber or celery, we see, you know, you may just see it as more water. However, for instance, with the celery, it has a driving force of the nutrition and nutrients for the apple. So it actually really works to drive the apple into your cells. And what's nice too is it has these base mineral salts in them that your body also really craves. Even if you don't recognize your body craving mineral salts from celery and interpret that way for what you actually put, what actually goes in the body, that is what the body, I mean, regular research makes sense in the fact that the minerals are like mini metals, and our body's neurons run like an electric sort of functioning manner. So metals and electricity go together. That's the inside part of the shard. It's very wild looking. Wild foods, everything that's close to the wild is going to have a stronger life force to it. And they may even, if you find them yourself, have what I never gave a word to, but I always felt, I always felt more satisfied by eating a kale leaf right out of the garden than a whole bunch of kale from the grocery store. And part of that has to do with our body's cry for things that are called elevated biotics, which work in the ileum to maintain, create, distribute in that corner the B12 that everybody is so concerned about. And we don't get B12 for our bodies from eating meat, period. No. So on the wild food, there's going to be the livingness that sits on the leaves and the stems. It's not the dirt. I said it was from the dirt, was my understanding of what was written in the media. But again, Anthony and the spirit of compassion there has made it clear that it's not the dirt. Not that it's not good to have good dirt. Of course you want good soil. All right, finishing up a good bit of celery. This is getting up to probably at about 28 ounces now. So if you don't think you need something to rescue your liver, you probably do. We're living in such a veil of, and the liver will hold on to a lot, it seems, before it starts to let you know too much. One part of the course that I have, not only to help get you organized and get good information in the part one, but then it moves on to help you evaluate your own health and look at it from a more objective point of view, or we work together, you and me, or you find somebody of quality who can do the same for you. A small symptom like a hive that comes up every winter is indicating something. Okay, babies, we got it all the way through. Let's do this quickly. This is from the juicer. That's about the salud and all the other good stuff. Yeah, the pineapple really makes it. Oh, my hair, sorry. I won't give you the hair story why it looks like this. The pineapple puts it down with, and the celery lightens it up, and of course the apple. So I'm going to end. I hope that you are finding good answers to all your issues. I'm finding good lifestyle things. I still recommend, especially if you're dealing with symptoms and getting fatigued, checking out the Qi Gong on my site. I don't know if I'll link any below, but it's a wonderful 18-step Qigong that's not like you're doing nothing, just pretending to do Kung Fu. No, it's a Qigong that is for people who are either, you could be sleeping in a hospital bed or you could be hiking mountains, and it has great internal and external benefits that don't really come from lifting weights. I know the difference. So I'm getting stronger. I hope you are, and finding good things to do. Thanks for stopping by. Please find other people to subscribe, and we can have more fun. Stay beautiful and strong.